the next person we're going to bring up is a very, very important person to me. I love him to death. We started working together about 4 years ago, maybe a little longer than that. And Keith Green actually said, Anthony, you should bring Butterfly Soul, blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, okay, we can bring them, whatever. I was just going by what Keith said. Keith said, bring them. And I said, okay. That's what you do when Keith says something. So I brought him, and we were so mesmerized by him. We were in awe after he left the stage. He left us speechless. He said, how did I do? I was like, great. So without further ado, I want to introduce the phenomenal, our own, right here in Chicago, but he lives in New York City right now. Hopefully we can get him to come back one day. Right, Mama Flasso? Well, okay. When he retires, I guess. So let's bring him to the stage at this time. Butterfly Soul.
There was. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. Some say he traveled far, very far over land and sea, and very wise was he. But then one day, one magic day, he came my way, spoke of many things, fools and kings. Then he said to me, the greatest thing I've ever heard, it's to love and be loved in return. Thank you, and thank you. I first would like to thank God and my mother. Without them, none of this would be possible. And I want to thank you, my soul citizens. How did we do it? Why did we do it? Well, we answered that one way in here, because you can. That's right, because you can. Now, I can go on for hours about how difficult or hard the road was, but the race was swift and the ground game baffling. Now, that's one version of the story. Would you like to hear the other? I had just directed 2 stage plays, performed on a cruise, while at the same time going through a mind-numbing depression and one of the worst breakups ever. And this was no ordinary breakup. Let me tell you, this brother had been practicing for years. We were in the breakup Olympics. And he got the gold in the breakup all my shit and all around. And his victim to villain vaulting, y'all should have seen it, it was stellar. Now, admittedly, I was ready for the relationship to be over too. What I wasn't ready for was all the drama that followed. Picture it. I'm out to dinner with my boyfriend at the time, my Jamaican boyfriend, Kirk. I call him Kirky. It's our 1-year anniversary, and we're wearing matching suits. The food is good. The music is getting it, baby. I reach for the check, and he stands, and out of nowhere, all hell breaks loose, and all I could think was, why did I ignore those red flags? So, you've been seeing your ex behind my back? You's a nasty thing. Wait, no, it ain't even like, come on. How you find out? I mean, not like how you found out, but you went through my phone. You went through my phone. Not the point. Listen me, you think I'm a game? You vex me so with your lies. But I didn't lie to you. I mean, you asked me if I love the person, and I do, but wait, why am I explaining myself? You went through my phone and you read what you read. That's on you. Can we discuss you going through my personal property? Wait a minute. So you got personal property? Come, let's see. You come to my house, that's my personal property. So you take your phone and plug into my wall. That's my personal property. As I see it, the electricity coming from that wall into your phone belongs to me. I was just going through your phone to get back my personal property. And you don't have a problem going through my personal property when you're in my bed, do you now? Now, that wasn't even the hard part. It was all the other breakups. I mean, I kept breaking up with people. You know, I sometimes hear Kirky say little crazy stuff like, you know what? You're always coaching, always telling people to be something. You should go be the president. I'm like, you think I could? Hey, where you going? Now, I told him on numerous occasions, one day he was going to make me famous, at least a millionaire. But I didn't want to be in a relationship no more, so the presidency would have to wait, but I was missing the companionship. But somehow my mother knew it. She stayed in my ear with that good Christian Southern loving. Honey, I don't know what it is that thing you men do, but I tell you this, I would never let a man bring me that low ever. Not even the one I told you about that time. What is his name? Dad? You said it. I didn't. Men are just funny, honey. No offense. Now, my mother gave me something during that time that I couldn't give myself. I stopped believing in me, stopped believing in my dream. But from that day to this one, she continues to tell me that I can be anything, but y'all, I couldn't hear. I got on the next thing smoking to Chicago, told her I was moving home, and she let me sleep in her bed for 2 weeks, cried and everything, and then walks in the room with a one-way ticket back to New York City. Honey, you are an entertainer, so you need to go entertain. And this quitting thing you're trying to do, well, that's not in your DNA. You can pick that up, you need to put it right back down. So I returned to old New York. Look, here's the truth. All I know is that relationship became the sum total of my New York experience. Forget the years of working with people living with HIV and AIDS. Forget Deaf Poetry Jam. No. It was the Kirky and Butter story, and nothing else mattered. And I'm sure I just about drove my friends crazy because I could take any conversation and bring it back to Kirky and I. Oh my God, Gianna, you got a dog. Kirky wanted a dog. Oh my God, Malika, you're pregnant. Kirky and I were pregnant. We were pregnant with life possibilities. We were going to give birth to a new future. Now, after some much needed therapy and a few good friends telling me they would refuse to speak to me if I ever brought his name up again, I figured this would be a good time, to focus on my career. I even considered suicide. His, not mine. I did Google myself to see if I was me to me, but I ain't recognize that dude. Now, by this time, I was avoiding friends and family altogether, and I was in a pound-packing depression. It was the 2 a.m. 3-piece with cheese fries and a biscuit run. And I should have known this was serious when I started cheating on Cousins Dozens donuts, where the mini donut is the new skinny with Dunkin' Donuts. I even tried on summer clothes that I knew I couldn't fit. I was going down. It was bad. But God, the source, some people call it the universe, all I know is that there's a power greater than me that always provides me something when just before I'm about to sabotage myself real good. My friends, how many of us have them? Now check this out. I don't know about your friends, but my friends love me so much, they tell me the truth until I get it. Yo, Baron, Mark, do I look fat in this shirt? Butter, you do not look that fat in that shirt. Baron, why you lying to him? Butter, you look fat in that shirt and them pants. Damn, and them shoes. Now that I think about it, you starting to look fat in all your shit. But how is this gonna help you lower your cholesterol? And don't you have sugar? Sugar. Sugar is country for diabetes. I had just been diagnosed as a pre-diabetic, or as Nurse Valori told me, honey, if you are taking medication, then you are diabetic. But you can turn it around. I can turn it around. This is serious. I'm sweet. Twice. It's official. I'm a fat ass. Now, I did try shopping at some of those, thin people stores, the one that cater to only 14-year-old Asian boys. Zara's, H&M, Walmart. I was fantastic, stoutacious, obesely charming. Truth is, my big ass can get up a flight of stairs good. Oh, to have the early years back when I lived in New York City, there was poetry in Mambo House. Mambo House Wait a minute, Mambo House. Mambo House is a nonprofit that provided housing for people living with HIV and AIDS. It was my world. If you wanted to date me, you had to pick me up from Mambo House. I cooked, cleaned, sometimes I slept there. Now, I thought I was there for the clients, but it turned out that those clients and residents were actually there for me. And I don't know if it was the years of them being homeless or a drug here or there, but every now and again, I felt like I was getting like sage advice from Oprah. Yo, Leslie, sit down for a minute. Listen, I want to talk to you about something. Listen, I'm black, you black. I got a penis, you got a penis. Don't look at me like that. I'm just saying life is not about like negative or positive, good or bad. Well, kind of maybe in this HIV shit, but you know what I'm saying, man. Like, if you want to change your life, you just change it. Stop complaining about it. Stop bitching about it. And why are you here anyway? Shouldn't you be out there being like responsible? Stop being a victim. Now, wait a minute, hold up. I know you probably gonna be on stage on TV soon, so before you go become the next Tyler Perry, can you get us that TV you promised? And I just want to talk to you about the food. Well, I guess that don't matter since it's killing us. Now, just as I was settling into my New York City, Poetry and Mambo House, y'all, it happened. Def Poetry Jam. Everybody wanted to be on the show, except for me. I didn't want people to know that I didn't believe in myself, that I actually thought there were better poets that could have been on the show, or even younger poets. So I became what any person like me would be, arrogant as hell, almost obnoxious. But that would all change on a car ride with my good friend, Steve Donaldson. Steve, this Def Poetry Jam thing, I don't get it. I'm saying, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what Def Poetry, I don't really care. Now that I think about it, I am a lesbian. I'm a serious actor. And these, like, now that I think about it, I would, if I wasn't Butterfly Soul, I'd be accent, salt and pepper, sasson. And these other younger poets, they'll be what, I don't know, artificially flavored. Now, just as I was going for the hand across the face for the dramatic pause of ending, his phone rings. Yeah, what's up? What's good? No. Word? Oh, no, I know Butterfly Soul. You want him to tape next Tuesday? Yeah, I think I can find him. Your accent. They want to know if you'll tape for Def Poetry Jam. What shoes shall I wear? Y'all, we taped. It was amazing. The stars, the people. You should have seen it. When I left the stage, my hands were trembling. I knew my life had changed, and it was never going to be different. I began speaking on race and sexuality at colleges and university. Not quite sure where I stood on the subject, though. Oh my God. Oh my God, mister, wait a minute. Is you butter pecan, butter ball, butter something? You is butter something. Oh my God, you is butter. Yeah, that's right, butterfly sauce. Oh my God. Listen, me and my baby daddy or whatever, we just think you on the HBO. Now, don't be saying that because we just got the hook up. But you is doing it? Oh, I like it. Now, listen, when I first seen you, I ain't know, but then when I seen you again, I knew, and then I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I was going to introduce you to my cousin, but you seem like you one of them classy ones, and he ain't so classy, so I don't know how that is going to work. But you know what? I love that part in your poem where you be like, heteroflexible, H-flex and suspect, and I know some that I suspect. Yes, I do. But you keep holding your head up or whatever. Oh, listen, what that lady be saying on the radio? How you doing? Confused? Me too. I had just came out on national television. I did a poem about being on the DL. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Now, I did like sometimes when people come up to me and be like, hey, Mr. Heteroflexible. Now, heteroflexible is my code word for the DL, the down low, the tambourine player. You know, my mom would call me from time to time and be like, baby, you doing it. I'm going to call some of my church friends and have them watching you on HBO. Okay, mama. Now, Def Poetry Jam came and went. I thought I was going to change the world with my poetry. Now, I don't know if the world was changing, but mine certainly was. Gay prides, white and black, the events, the shows, the parties. I was a gay celebrity, baby. Only one problem. Gay held all of my father's hate, my mother's confusion, and my low self-esteem. Not to mention the first time I was called a nigger at a white gay club, I was pretty clear that I was not clear about being gay. And I also spent some time as the, fat friend co-check in the club. You know the one you say dumb shit to, like, oh my God, you have an amazing face. Oh, your skin is so smooth. But I never see you with anybody. Are you sure you're gay? Yes, I'm sure. I think. Okay, I'm sure I live in Harlem, and I know I love my neighbors, especially the Council of 150th. There are these 4 women who pride themselves on telling you how it is. My mother came to visit me once in New York City and got sick. The council took over my entire apartment. Let me see, there's Miss Betty, Miss Talina, Miss Sharon, and Miss Ruby. Miss Betty bought the plates and knives. Miss Sharon bought the forks. Miss Ruby bought the table. And Miss Talina bought everything that they might have forgot, but they all bought food. Now, okay, I guess So the council found out that I had a dude in my apartment doing a community cookout, and let's just say they wasn't pleased. And they were gonna let me know about it. And Miss Betty, well, she was first. Honey, don't ever have me waiting at this door this long ever again. Now, if you crazy, because you sure is acting it, tell somebody you're crazy. And baby, we know you don't cook. The only thing in your refrigerator is the model number. Here. Then turns on the dime, hands me 2 plates, and it just was on from there. I kept running into them, like my next door neighbor, Miss Talina. She called me one Sunday morning on her way to church. Well, look who we got here. You still giving that young man those private tenor lessons, if you know what I mean. I knew you was a tenor when I met you, if you know what I mean. My brother, he's a tenor too. He been a tenor a long time. Now before I go, I gotta ask you something. Do you like this hat? Well, I just made it. I thought you would, if you know what I mean. Miss Sharon and Miss Ruby were no different. I kept running, like I would always see Miss Sharon with a pan of rice and a smile, and Miss Ruby is White Wall's Cadillac smooth. Boy, is you running? Slow down. Okay, listen. I want to invite you to the community cookout. We're having another. Now, you can invite whomever you like, all right? And just as Sharon was walking up the street, I'm turning to go in my building. I see Miss Ruby. Hey, Miss Ruby. Don't you hate Miss Ruby, me? Come here, genius. Have you ever heard of Audre Lorde, Bayard Rustin, Zora Neale Hurston? Honey, this thing you call gay, you wouldn't even be able to live it if it wasn't for them. Ooh, y'all kill me being on the low down. Do your mama know? Honey, she knew before you knew. Now look, we see you, we know you, and we love you, but we ain't gonna ever outlove you loving yourself. Oh, honey, we are done here. You can gay away. Thank you, Miss Ruby. I guess I was hiding on some level. I wasn't trying to hide. I had something like a coming out. I called my mom and I was like, yo, Mom, I'm coming out the closet. She said, wait, hold up, call me back. Go back in the closet. We're going to talk about it. And before I knew it, she called back. She said, baby, I can't accept your being gay. I said, well, cool, Mama. I did all the accepting that we need to do. Do you love me? Fool, do I love you? I made you. Of course I love you. Gay? That's between you and God. Now, I was going around the country going to discussion groups on the plight of the gay black man, and my family was like, hey, everybody, he finally knows. We can stop pretending. And then I started opening up for these like really dope like venues and everything like that. Now for years I was called old folks mistake, but now I'm something different. And then I began to get like, yo son, yo B, you ain't like them other dudes, money. And that's when I knew at any given moment I was passing for black or straight. I was becoming a serious artist. I wore red, black, and green cuffs, torn jeans, and an afro with twists. And before you ask, yes, there was hair. I was becoming a serious artist. Only hung out with my starving artist friends. Y'all know you starving artist friends. The ones that you invite to dinner, they order appetizer, entree, several drinks, and have no money to pay for it. This made you a much serious artist. And yo, we were all down for the struggle. Y'all know the struggle. You know the struggle. Okay, I don't really know what the struggle was, but I know I was down for the struggle. This is dedicated to the red, the black, and the green with the key, sissy. I started hosting poetry venues around the city of New York like, yo, what's good? I'm Butterfly Soul, welcome to Vibe Theory. We got a dope lineup for you. We got 3-Point Tony in the building. We got Mad Tutu on the microphone. And don't you get it twisted, Yo-Yo is in the building. None of us had normal names. I found Butterfly Soul while reading this book, Visions for Black Men by Dr. Naeem Akbar. He's a noted clinical psychologist. He wrote this amazing illustration on how black men are much like caterpillars, and we survive the foot of society, and we enter these cocoon and emerge as these beautiful, beautiful butterflies. Hence the name, Butterfly Soul. Say it with your chest. Butterfly Soul. Not butter pecan, not butterball, not buttery. Okay, I can be a little buttery. Now, everybody went down with it. I would walk in some venues and get, yo, son, I ain't never introducing no dude. There's no Butterfly Soul. And I would always say, cool. I don't need your introduction. And even if you used all the adjectives you knew, there'd still be something missing. I'm gifted. I'm 5th out of 5 born, which makes me a perfect human. But you want war. Choose your weapon. I've chosen a pen. I write outside the margin just so cats like you will know that the game has already began. So sweat me, cowboy, if you will. You'll stay in the bleachers and I'll always be on the field. But try to forget me, you can't. I leave imprints on your self-esteem. I put the I have in your dream. And now that I think about it, I couldn't be anything but a butterfly. I keep transforming things. I'm just the first you met with eagle's wings. See, brother, I soar. But out of respect for this venues, I could have used the window, but I chose to use the door. And if there's an open mic list and we're on it together, hopefully you're just a few names before, because somebody should have told you, I am not an open mic rocker. Brother, you just met the showstopper. I was beginning to make a name for myself, getting respected by my peers, but the more I punched in at Mambo House, I was like, what am I pretending not to know? I don't want to be here. So y'all, I did it. I resigned from Mambo House. I started traveling and doing my thing. Yo, it was beautiful. I didn't have a plan in the world. I was lost. What I needed was one of those good come to Jesus meetings I used to have with Mr. Curtis. He was a case manager at Mambo House, and his brother always kept it real with me. What are you doing here? Oh, my door was not locked. Okay. How do I say this to you? Okay, listen to me carefully. There's nothing wrong with your mind. Your body, I'm not so sure. Listen to me closely. You are okay. You made that body, so live in it. No. So you kissed him, and what else? No, really, what else? Mr. Curtis, we like We was kissing for a long, long, long time. Oh my Jesus. Do me a favor, sit down. Listen carefully. You always come in my office and you talk about relationship. You want a relationship. You talk about love. So here's what you need to do. Be love. And when you are love, love will show up for you. Now you will do things, once you are love, you will do things like date. You will go visit people. Maybe you meet them in a grocery store, or you may meet them online. Not to those places that you go. Okay, maybe those places you go, I do not know for sure. But listen to me carefully. You go be love, you do things like date, and then you will have your family. Do you understand? Beautiful. This is wonderful for me and you. So now I need for you to do me a favor. Get out. Do not come back to my office till you have something closer to sex. But Mr. Curtis, we used our tongues. And the door slams in my face. Now, I would eventually get over my fear of HIV. I was so scared of HIV, I wouldn't have phone sex without a condom. But I would get over that. That doesn't mean I was responsible. I just wasn't afraid anymore. My family had supported me, but I knew I didn't want to return home like the way I left. I wanted them to be proud of me. And out of nowhere, I heard Kirky's voice. You know what? You shall go be the president. Think about it for a minute. Who's more charming than JFK? Or as eloquent as Barack Obama? He even sang, I sang, since somebody, since we've been together. Yo, and my man Bill Clinton, what y'all know about it? He's the only man I know that did not have sexual relations with a woman he had sexual relations with. Drama. Yo, that's it. I'm running for president. Good evening and good evening. I would like to announce my candidacy for president. I know what you're thinking. What qualifies me? Well, the same things that qualify you. Think about it for a minute. If Bill Clinton can be the first black president, then who better than I to be your out-of-the-box president, so to speak? Ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you do if you weren't afraid? Well, I say do it because you can. That's right, because you actually can. Now, I made a commitment to be a loving, authentic, and committed leader, and nothing was going to stop me, not even those two fools I was running against. It appears to me that he is serious. I think we need to meet about this seriously. I've never seen him do anything like this before. Are you sure? Are you sure you can help me stop him? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't get it. You think the world's ready for a butterfly for president? I don't get it, honey. I don't get it. Well, what I'm telling you is this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be the next president, and actually, you can be the vice president. How do you feel about that? I don't know. I don't even think, listen, I can't do it. I know certainly well he can't do it. I don't get it, honey. I don't get it. Now, I met these two fools before, but I wasn't going to let them stop me. I continue to have community meetings to talk to the people. I would like to propose a new law. This law is designed to, abate crime. It's the WTA law. It would employ grandmothers, single parents who've been left to raise their children alone, and that person in the grocery store, especially in the produce section, that watch your little badass child knock over all the produce and you walk away and say nothing. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, WTA law. Well, more like that. WTA. Whoop that ass. Junior won't sit down. Whoop that ass. Break into your neighbor's apartment. Whoop that ass. Burglarize the grocer. Whoop that ass. Ask yourself a question. If you knew that you were going to get ass whooping, would you do some of the stuff you've been doing? And some of you already know someone who could probably use ass whooping. Whoop that. Ask yourself this question. If you could name 6 people right now, who would they be? Exactly. It's just like with prep. If you don't adhere, we whooping that ass. Now, I'm not trying to be in your business. I, too, used to be a dressed-up garbage can. I stunk to high heaven. But if it wasn't for women like Tanisha Brown out of Washington, D.C., who really held me accountable in my late 20s, I don't know where I would be. Tanisha is a sister, dark-skinned, beautiful, who never, co-signed my BS and always kept me on my toes, but it was something about her voice that was so eloquent. It was almost like she was singing to me. But time, baby, you so full of it. Always talking ish about what you gonna do, who you gonna be. Keep lying to you, cause you can't lie to me. But T, I'm trying though. Like, I'm giving it my all, T. Hey, you say try, I say lie. Do me a favor, can you do me? Try to wear your shirt, see how try don't work. You either do or you don't, you either will or you won't. It's like a mirage, baby, just sabotage. You want to lie, it's like you're committing suicide. Suicide? I didn't know that by not doing nothing, I was doing something. I had no integrity with my word to myself. So forget having it with my family and my friends. Here's some truths that they say you never should tell anybody. I tried to contract HIV. Now, I never said like, wow, this is a great day, I should do it. But who has sex with somebody after they tell you, yo, bruh, I'm HIV positive? Well, my response was, cool, dog, we don't need to use no condoms. And even after losing my brother and countless friends, I was still irresponsible. Up until my most recent HIV test. I'm sitting in the counselor's office and it was cold. He walked in and he didn't say a word. He hands me a sheet of paper. I see my name and some words I can't pronounce, and there it is. They say you should prep for a test, but I had all the answers to this one. And even losing my brothers and my friends, I don't know where my beginning ends. I was lost. And I didn't want to live anymore. This self-esteem kept making an encore. It was getting lower and lower until the floor I would go, and I didn't want to be here anymore. See, I thought that it would be okay. I would lie and say that I didn't know, but I knew. It was my choice. I would pretend to not have voice. I would call somebody's name. I would actually blame. Because I didn't want this HIV to have a negative effect on me, but I was positive it wouldn't happen again. So I stopped causing the blame. I stopped calling names. I said, if this happens to anybody else, it'll only be because I refuse to be what the world is calling me to be. Change. So I began to think about it for a minute. HIV negative or positive wasn't even the point. And I know I didn't like suicide, but sabotage? How many of you all know someone that's wildly talented and they're not living up to their fullest potential? Think about it. How many of you all know someone that's wildly talented and that person is in your bathroom mirror? And we pretend like we don't know it. My mother used to tell me all the time, baby, you cannot make the able willing, but the willing are able to do anything. You all have heard from my opponents, and I like to address them directly. Now, they've shared with you some things that might appear to be true, but the truth is, fear. You've been on my back since I was a little boy in Chicago, telling me who was bigger and faster and stronger, and I believed you. I didn't allow myself to fall in love or be loved. And doubt, I faked you most of the time, but I couldn't fake your stagnation. But I just want to say to you this. This whole time, I thought I had to run this race for president against you. Turns out I've been living my life in spite of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, a vote for Butterfly Soul for president is a vote for yourself. It's the difference between impossible and I'm possible. Butterflies begin from having been another, as we would not be here unless it was our destiny. Oh, but how many times have you wished you were some other? Someone better than you are. Yet who's to say in some unfamiliar places you would like what you see? You can only be you, as I can only be me.
That was phenomenal.